Hi guys, welcome back, and if it's your first time here, my name is Vanessa Lee. Let's get straight into my top 7 favourite plants of the month of October. So my choice this month is based on the hardiest because I have had spider mite and thrips and builders. So my plants have been through a lot of stress, but there are some of them that were as tough as nails. Yeah, the first one is actually this guy, which is right next to me, and I've only had this month, so I'm kind of cheating a little bit, or I feel that I am. But yeah, this one is a tough kid. When I bought the plant, it was on sale, and it was on sale because it had spider mites, which I treated with SMC, and that sorted it out straight away. It has been fine since then. And let me just show you her. I mean, she's massive. She's absolutely huge. I actually, for some reason, I felt that it was much smaller in the store. I don't know if she's spread out, but check out these leaves. I mean, they're just gorgeous. So this is a tissue cultured plant from Thailand, which is where it gets part of its name from. And the constellation most definitely refers to the splashes on the leaves looking like the stars in the sky at night. This is the latest leaf, and actually when I bought the plant, this leaf was still hardening, and to be honest, it does still feel a little soft. So it takes quite a while. I mean, like I said, I've had it a month. Look at this leaf. Oh my gosh, like every leaf. This one is actually one of my favorites. Is it that one? Have a quick look. Yeah. Because she's got like kind of little bits of minty green as well. It's such a pretty leaf. And the double fenestration, check it out. It's so cool. I'm looking forward to the next leaf, but I am quite pleased that this is a slow grower because, you know, it's going to outgrow my home fairly quickly. I'm going to have to find it a really like a nice spot where it can sit alone and get, you know, the lighting that it needs. But yeah, I'm really pleased that I bought this plant. It was a wish list plant, so of course it made my top 7 favourite plants of the month. Yeah, and I can't wait to give you some updates on when that next new leaf comes. If it, yeah, I don't think it's going to happen probably until the spring, but you never know. You never know with these guys. Plus I am going to be faking a summer with the plant lights, and I'm going to be keeping the temperature. I'll probably keep the temperature at about 20 centigrade. I have a Dyson heater, so I'm able to do that. Yeah. Okay, let me spin the camera around. Let's have a look at the other 6. So the next plant I want to show you is kind of in this corner. She gets like some really lovely light. This is my Hoya linearis. And recently she bloomed. I don't know, where are you hiding? They hide. Here we go. How cute is that? I'm not sure if that is the actual flower. I think a white flower is going to come out, and it's meant to give off like a lemony smell, which I haven't smelt that yet. But if you look, there's blooms all over this plant. So I've had this plant a year. Last year it did show signs of blooming, but then those blooms were aborted. It was just too young, I guess. And I have some cuttings of this plant as well. I've got one here up on the wall. This is actually, I cut this off the plant because it looked like it was about to die. So I managed to save it and plump it back up. But even this bit is showing little signs of peduncles. Where is that weird little... Oh, here, you can see one here. Can you see those tiny little flowers? I mean, they're dinky. They're really tiny. But clearly a happy plant. I finally got the watering down. This one is actually in Lechuza Pond and has a reservoir. And I just wanted to see which method worked best. But yeah. Oh, I'm so proud. Okay, let's move on to the next plant. So the next one, oh my gosh, this plant is tough as nails and didn't skip a beat during the whole move with the builders and it being squashed in a corner with barely any lighting. And I mean, it had some lighting, it was okay. But this plant just kept plodding along. I have absolutely no signs of thrips or spider mite damage on this plant, so that's good. And with all that has happened, it has produced me a new leaf. So this was actually like a pointy green, hard, this brown piece here was like this pointy green thing. And at first I was like, is that where I've lost a leaf and that's just the stem? But I also thought that it could be like just a part of the plant that guides the next part of the leaf out. And that's exactly what happened. Sorry, it's just not focusing very well. There we go. Another new leaf. So this one grew in my care. I've had this plant since August, so what we're saying, September, October, 2 months, not very long at all. And we're already on the second new leaf. To be honest, the anthuriums did very, very well throughout this whole situation. I think the philodendrons came out the worst for sure. They definitely took a beating. Okay, so I don't know if I gave you the name. This is my Anthurium pallidophora. Moving on to the next is this beautiful Anthurium luxurians dark form, and absolutely no thrip or spider mite damage, so I'm so pleased. And we have a new leaf coming. So, can you see? So proud of this plant. Oh my gosh. It really is a stunner. And I mean, just looking at the leaves, you can tell it's going to be tough. I mean, it's like a dinosaur. But check out that leaf. It'll be interesting to know whether the next leaf will be bigger than this one, because we are going into winter. Got a bit of a tip situation here, but this leaf was not grown in my care. So hopefully the ones that do won't have that tip situation. None of the other leaves actually have it. This one all came a little damaged like that. Oh, she's got a bit of tippage. Let's check out the roots. The roots are really chunky. And I think if I were to repot this plant, I might put it in pure pond, because those roots really seem to be enjoying. Oh, that's right. Let me just talk you through what I did with this. I mean, it's just, I don't know why I did this, but okay. So at the bottom, we've got the reservoir, which I've made using lacquer balls. And then I put a layer of pond for some reason. I don't know why I did that. So that's why I'm saying like that. I don't know, did something a bit crazy there. And then we've got a mix of soil from, oh, I can't remember the name of it. I'll put the name up. And I mixed in some pond with that as well, just to make it a bit chunkier. But I think I could actually when I get a chance to repot this, I will go a little chunkier. And then on top, we've got some sphagnum moss, just to keep that humidity inside. Seems to be working really nicely. I love the back of the leaf. Look, it's just so veiny, and look how square this part is. Can't actually remember the name of that part of the plant, but where the petiole kind of begins after the leaf. It's very square, and also it's kind of, I know, it's got like these weird sharp edges. I mean, they don't feel sharp. Ruffled, actually, they're kind of more ruffled. Here we go. Oh, my hand's shaking because it's so heavy. And then I decided to put it in this textured jug that I found in the pound shop, which was £2, which I still think is a bargain. And yeah, I really like the texture with the plant. I think they complement one another quite well. So yeah, that's number 4. Well deserved, well done. Oh my gosh, I'm so relieved that this plant didn't, show any crazy signs, because when I first brought this plant home, it actually had a leaf coming. And for some reason, I thought, oh, dark leaves, it will need really high light. And I left it in the sun, came home from work, and that leaf had just melted and fell off. So yeah, I've learned from my mistake, and it now lives here under these lights, and it seems enough. I mean, yeah, all the anthuriums seem quite happy. I would say that this is like a medium light. And then under here, slightly brighter, just because the plants are closer to the light. So we've got much higher lighting down here. We've got much higher light down here. And so I have most of my, well, I've got quite a few Hoyas. I've got some Ripsalis here. But what I want to show you first is my little Monstera albo. We've come a long way. I'm going to put a picture up on the side. Unfortunately, I don't have a photo of the leaf, which was riddled with spider mite and was yellow, and it was a pretty hardcore beginning. But eventually I cut that leaf off and I was left with pretty much a wet stick. And now we are looking at a plant with 3 leaves and 1 on its way. Unbelievable. The variegation is looking, it's okay. It's fairly balanced. And I'm happy with that. I'm just really happy that I grew this from a wet stick. So I'm very proud and happy to see that it is still growing strong. And I could have another Monstera albo, I can't wait to see what it's going to do. I'm looking forward to this new leaf. I will keep you posted. I will do an updates on all of these dudes. I've actually got a lot of plants with new leaves, but yeah, I had to include my little baby Monstera albo. And then next was this guy. So this one was actually living like right on the edge here before. And then during the time where the builders were here, it was right next to a grow light, and it produced these beautiful pink or red/pink tips. And look how, I just love it. It looks like something that you'd find under the sea, right? It's so cute. It's in a no drainage. It's in a no drainage vessel. It has like its reservoir at the bottom there. Seems fairly happy. I must say that when I first got this plant, Ripsalis, especially this one, I found quite difficult with the watering. Really, from the research that I did, I was told that, you know, do not overwater this plant. But actually I'm finding myself watering this at least every 10 days. So yeah, don't think that you can just water this once a month and it's going to be fine. It won't. And it will instantly tell you it's upset, like there. I think you can kind of see that that stem there is a bit dry looking. And then that eventually will just fall off. But yeah, very proud, and I'm just pleased that I finally figured out the Ripsalis. I mean, yeah, again, this one's probably a bit easier, but this was the one that I really wanted to master, and I'm so pleased that I have. So yeah, okay, I've almost lost count. I think we're on the last one now. And shouldn't be much of a surprise, really. Let me just put this little dude back in. It has to be my Streptocarpus. I know, I'm always going on about my Streptocarpus, but really, I mean, come on, let's just have a proper look at her. Let's have a look at this baby. She recently had a really pretty purple flower. I'll put something on the side so you can have a look and see what that looked like. And I can see here and here 2 new flowers on their way. And that's quite weird because I've only ever had 1 flower at a time on this plant. And it is always around this time of the year in the autumn. The leaves are really like thick and quite succulent like, which I love, but they're also really fluffy. I want to see if I can get in here and show you the fluff, because it's quite impressive. Oh, there you go, on the edge, like there. You can see the fluff, but it's actually everywhere, like even here you can see it. And then on the underside, it's also really fluffy. So she's like really soft to the touch. She's like hard. The leaves are tough and hard and look glossy, but they actually feel soft and fluffy. So she's got all the elements, you know, all of those tactile elements. And I think that's probably why I love her so much, because you know, just touching her is quite amazing. Okay, let me explain what's going on here. So we've got yellowing leaves. This plant does not have a pest. It literally is growing. It needs a bigger pot. You know, and that is definitely, if you do have yellowing leaves, I would say the first thing I would say is that, oh, maybe I've been overwatering, but I'm not an overwaterer. If anything, I forget to water. The second would be a pest. The third would be not enough lighting. And then I would go straight to, let's have a look at the pot size. And I mean, I've been saying for months that I need to repot this plant. So yeah, it'll be coming very soon, a video on repotting this. I don't think it's going to be an easy repot. So it might be worth watching if you do have this plant, or if you do plan on getting this plant. It's definitely not the easiest. It's one of those plants that you have to get to know, and you kind of build up a repertoire with them. Like, you can't time when it needs watering. You literally have to just sense when it needs it. Generally, these bottom leaves will look a bit floppy. I mean, that is looking a little bit floppy, to be honest. But she's struggling with her watering right now because obviously there's just not enough soil in the pot for the water to be held for this plant. Yeah, you kind of get like and like most succulents, it will get softer. The leaves will become softer and a bit floppy. I bottom water this plant. Now, if you don't know what bottom watering is, I mix up some fertilizer with some water. I always fertilize this plant because it's in pure cocoa coir. it's not in any type of mix. So I have to put fertilizer in, some nutriment into the soil every time I water. And I'll put it in a tray. I'll put the water into a tray, and then this is in obviously a no drainage pot, and I'll just place that in the pot, in the tray, sorry. I'll place the pot in the tray and just allow it to suck up as much water as it wants. I'll probably leave it there for about 30 minutes. And then, yeah, she's good to go. But oh my gosh, she desperately needs to be repotted. Shame. You can see that there's quite a few plants in there, so I could end up separating the plant. I don't know. We shall see. But yeah, let me know actually if you'd be interested in me doing just a video on just this plant. Or I might just do a video of all the other plants that need repotting at the same time. And if you do have this plant, let me know. I'd love to know how you're getting on with it. I'd love to know how you're getting on with it. My daughter actually had this plant, and she's in South Africa. This plant comes from South Africa. And she, for some reason, I don't know why she did this, but she threw some saline water. She had like some saline water and she threw it in the plant, and like promptly the next day it died. Now I'm guessing that's because the pH in the saline water was just, you know, just not, it was just way off. So yeah, I would definitely say stick to tap water or anything with a pH that's lower. Like if you do change the pH of your water, then it would appreciate it. 6.5, 5.5 to 6.5. Most plants are quite happy with that. But this one seems fine with tap water. So yeah, that is the last plant, number 7. Okay, say goodbye to her. So those are my top 7 plants of the month. Do let me know if you share any of the same in your top 7 of the month of October. And also, like, I'd love to know what your experience has been with these plants. Do you find that they tend to dodge the thrip and spider mite infestations, if you ever had those? Do you find that those plants are as hardy for you as they have been for me so far? I'd love to know. Leave those in the comments down below. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please do give me a thumbs up. It helps me out greatly with the algorithm. Basically just throws out my video a little further so that other people can find me. And also share my videos with your friends that are also into plants. I would really appreciate that. And if it's your first time or you're returning, do go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'd love to see you here again. Okay, well, I'm going to say goodbye. Have a fabulous week, and I will see you here again very soon. Until then, bye.